WATS.
This is a TikToker we've talked about a few times before, Solar.
Yes.
Solar is a DID system.
Yeah, Carl, don't be so foolish.
Oh.
Solar is the name of the system, but she goes by many names. So
Correct.
let's make sure we're going to tread lightly here because she's going to switch back and forth between personalities, I think.
Oh, yes. And this is all very confusing. Let's see what's going on with Solar these days.
This is a sentence I have never said in my life. Hi, my name is Ellie, and I'm a fictive in a DID system. I'm still kind of fully grasping what that means, but one thing that I do understand is that my personal trauma is a metaphor for our collective trauma. And my personal trauma is available to view in multiple forms in high definition globally.
What the fuck? What the fuck does any of that mean?
Hold on. Payoff here.
I need a minute.
that was so much for her. She didn't know what to do with that.
I love the idea of there still being surprise left in your life when you come to the realization that you're 20 different people. Some of them aren't human. Some of them they're all different ages. Some of them are 10,000 years old. And yet there's still room inside of you for surprise. You know, you're like, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen.
She was taken aback by that. She didn't know what to do. So, would you know the word fictive? Are you familiar with that term?
I'm not. Through context, I think I started to figure out what she was talking about, but not fully.
Oh, well, I figured it out through Google, not context.
That's smart.
And fictive means created by imagination.
Ah, okay, all right.
And what she's talking about here, Ellie, is a character from Last of Us, the HBO show based on the video game.
That I knew. That's
Okay.
where I meant through context. I kind of figured it out.
Okay.
I didn't realize it literally meant I'm making this up. I didn't know they were that bold about it.
Well, yeah, we're going to go on a journey here with Solar because I have some thoughts about this. And I just have to say, just based on that video, I don't think anyone in the world needs as much therapy as Howard Stern has had, with the exception of this person. This person needs to really look in the mirror and do some work. I know we're going to hear about how she feels about therapy in a second. Real quick, I want to thank Zachary Brewster, $2 says, I hear all of Chad Zubak's farts smell like sperm. I've heard that too.
Can we bleep that name, please, folks? No one tell Cardiff.
A lot of people are saying his farts smell a lot like sperm. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never been around him. All right.
It can happen a few different ways.
Here is another video from Solar. And again, this is about Ellie, who is a 14-year-old girl on an HBO TV show based on a video game. Can I make this any more clear? What's going on here? Jesus fucking Christ.
Hi, my name is Ellie. I'm an alter in a DID system, and I'm a fictive from The Last of Us. And I had a little thought experiment for you guys. So, alters in a system can have different allergies.
All right, I gotta ask Dr. Steve about this. How is that fucking possible? So she has different personalities, and the different personalities have different allergies. It just states that as fact. Okay, now that you know that, now we're gonna move on. But apparently, that's a real thing.
I'm willing to sympathize with the fact that like it might be hard to wrap your mind around that if you have multiple personalities, it's a mental disorder. I can understand that feels very real to you, whatever.
Yeah.
But once you say I'm a fictional character from a TV show that's on, you could watch HBO and realize that it's not her. Like if I was just like, hey guys, I'm also, you guys know me as Blind Mike. Sometimes I'm George Costanza.
Right.
You know, I have multiple personalities.
Yeah, no, honestly, if you're going to start having some of your personalities be TV characters, I think you've jumped the shark. I think you've lost the narrative on this one. You've lost your way. Because this is where
yeah, her followers are like, boring.
She's losing me here. But okay. So now she's established that the different personalities inside her body have different allergies for some reason. So let's
that's right.
take that premise and run with it.
Does that mean different alters can be immune to different things? And does that mean that since I'm immune to cordyceps, if the body gets bit and I switch out, will we turn? Am I basically forced to forever front because I'm the only one immune? Or would the body be immune?
This is the music in The Departed, by the way.
Or would the fungus
This is very dramatic.
Yes.
circulate in our bloodstream, just hanging out until I switch out and then take over?
My God.
I know, she's looking off like...
That's more fun to think about.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of fun to think about. You know, honestly...
Imagine...
The best thing that could happen to this person, for real, is if she just picked one of her personalities, just went with that. Like, let's just pick one of them, and then just try to make the best personality you can make with just that one, and go from there.
Imagine the nightmare that going to the doctor would be, just for a checkup for this person.
God, yeah.
Like, hey, do you have any allergies that you know of? Well, sit down, doc.
I don't, but Ellie does.
I don't, but you could kill me with some things I'm not allergic to.
Pasquale!
Yay, super chats.
$5. Carl, I think I gave Opie $10 this week. It's only fair that I give you $5 because Opie knows radio and you only know podcasting. Cheers. All right.
True. That's a good point. That's a good way to measure it.
Radio's twice as important, I guess, as podcasting. Okay. So this is realizing her age. I think this one, we're still going on this thread with Ellie because, like I said, Ellie's a 14-year-old girl in this TV show, and that's her new alter or whatever.
I mean, coming to terms with your existence and realizing that your trauma is basically public knowledge is one thing, but I was just informed that this body is almost 30 years old. And that's what I'm having the most difficulty wrapping my head around currently. Because I'm 14. Not that it has anything to do with anything.
What?
Smartest thing she's ever said. Not that that has anything to do with anything. Right.
No, it isn't. Because it's the only reason we're talking about this. If you're, it's only weird to be in a 30-year-old body if you are a 14-year-old. It has everything to do with this.
Wait, is this girl really 29 years old? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Well, almost, yes. Almost
okay. 30. All right.
He's lying to me. Alex is lying to me. He's fucking with me. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no. What?
So, Mike, you probably aren't seeing the facial expressions and everything. This is so poorly acted, and I don't know if I'm going to be hanging out with a Solar anymore. Because this is just fake now. It's just so obviously fake. She's a TV character. She's got this music in the background. She's looking like, whoa, what's going on? I'm 14, but my body's 30, huh?
It's interesting you said that because I guess the second time I'm watching this clip now, I had the same reaction where I'm like, oh, because this girl she's a big like activist for DID. She's got a ton of followers. If you look at all of her TikToks, essentially are ranting against commenters that don't believe she's real.
Right.
So she's like an activist for this cause. And then as I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, this is a performance now. She's jumped the shark on her own fucking thing.
100% of performance. And so when I watch that, because I'm like, okay, this is just bad acting. And I mean, it's so obviously acting. There's a camera looking at her. She's put in music for it's obviously acting. So I went through and I was reading through the comments. And every single person in the comments, he's probably blocking a lot of people, is just like, yeah, I've had to come to grips with this too. I know it's weird that you have a 14-year-old inside an older body. I know it's...
Yeah.
Everyone's on board with it for some reason.
She's getting into arguments. There was some, I guess the original video was taken down. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Okay.
But some like doctor responded to her and said that like, he's like, listen, don't generally diagnose people over, video over the internet.
Yeah.
But what you're doing does not seem like a genuine multiple personality disorder. And she's getting into like fights with them online. She's screaming. People suggest therapy. There's videos of her screaming at them.
See,
like,
that I want to see.
For an actor, she's into it.
Okay, that I want to see. We have a couple more videos here, and then I might never watch this person again. Because like I said,
all right.
I'm just not buying it. But all right, let's check out this one. This is an example of her getting very upset about someone saying that she might need a little therapy, which I think could be the case. I don't know. Doesn't seem too crazy.
Hello, my name is Astra. I'm a protector in our DID system. Hi, Goose. This comment reads, "Aw, see a therapist. Maybe they can help you with your journey back to Earth." Now, I'm just wondering, why did you think that this was an appropriate response to one of my trauma holders expressing relief that a piece of their trauma had been healed?
This is how she handles supportive
Why did you
comments.
think this was appropriate?
Yeah, I know. She gets very upset here.
Hey, maybe a therapist would help you. Oh, that's funny. Fuck you.
And how dare you even write that, you asshole. By the way, if I had to give this person advice, I think 3 words would go a long way with her. Get over it.
To comment on that video particularly. Also, unfortunately for you, it looks like you missed the memo that we're now charging people $100 for comments telling us to see a therapist, since that's how much it costs us. So make sure when you're done watching this video, you give me your Cash App information so I can send you a bill. And if you think that this is at all an appropriate response to somebody visibly crying and sharing their deep feelings on the internet, I think you're the one that needs to see a therapist. Emotional immaturity is not a good look for you, honey. This type of behavior is not setting you up for success. It's setting your own self up for failure. The grass is greener when you are kinder.
That's not how that saying goes.
I don't think that's the phrase.
That I am going to block you before Drexel has a chance to see this. He's doing a lot better than you right now.
So that last comment, is she threatening this commenter with one of her human sock accounts?
100%. Yeah, wait until I turn into Drexel, because you're fucked.
Watch out then. So basically her response was, I'm rubber and you're glue, if I'm understanding this correctly. Oh, you think I need therapy?
I mean, start sending in some super chats, guys, because we're going to need to pay these fines she's doling out.
I know, right? $100.
Every time we make fun of her, fuck.
Oh, God. And that wasn't even making fun of her. That was just like, hey, you probably could talk to someone professional, get a little help. That was really set her off.
Yay, super chats.
Turbo 1227 with $5. Can we still make Vinny so fat jokes when he's not around? Of course. When I say Vinny is around, I mean he's all the way around. Somebody, I can't remember if I talked about this on the show or not. Somebody had a comment that was like, Vinny's so fat that when he's on a podcast, he's on the podcast. And I screen grabbed it and sent it to Vinny, and he never responded.
I don't go for this Vinny fat shaming. I think he's a slender man.
Okay. That would be what the blind man would think. I can see that. And then €5 from Tampa Catalytic Converters. Is this the My Buddy Carl show Shuli plugged today without actually naming the show? Oh, no.
That son of a bitch.
He was on Kelta this morning because he's out in Tampa promoting the stand-up gig he's doing with He Who Shall Not Be Named tonight.
Oh,
and
nice.
Apparently he said My Buddy Carl show. Thanks. I mean, whatever. Thanks for trying.
Calta turns to Chad, and he thought he was your buddy too.
God damn it. Just say we're these podcasts. Come on. Come on, man. Help me out. All right. We have one more coming in from Solar, and this is talking about a lot of these DID systems. They're not just a bunch of humans hanging out inside this body. there are other things too, not just animals.
You know what's weird? This one is more real to me than the TV character.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man. This is so stupid. I feel like these systems have to keep getting crazier and crazier for attention. They have to keep one-upping each other.
Yeah, it's like the 10th in a movie series.
Right, yeah, right. And like, by the time you get to Fast and the Furious 8, they're driving cars out of buildings into other buildings. Like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? That's what this video is the equivalent of.
And this bitch doesn't even have special effects.
Hi, my name is Drexel. I'm an alter in our DID system.
Actually, maybe you're not seeing this. She does have special effects.
Oh, damn it.
Yes, there's like electricity things around her glasses because she's like a superhero.
She's not from this planet. That's why.
Of course
those aren't
not.
effects. She's not from this world.
It's all real. The question is, so can I ask what it feels like to be non-human? And the answer would be like, you'll never know, is what the answer is. But no, she's going to go ahead and explain it to us. Sorry, take it away.
Hi, my name is Drexel. I'm an alter in our DID system. So this question was not asked to us, it was asked to our friends, the Tally Mark system, but we wanted to answer it, so we hope you don't mind. And it says, so can I ask what it feels like to be non-human? This is actually a really good question, so there are several people co-conscious with me that kind of want to talk about it. So, actually, I think most, if not almost, wait, hold on, I'm just gonna count. Okay, so I just double-checked on Simply Plural. There are 22 of us known alters, 12 of us identify.
Wait, she had to look up somewhere how many people were inside her body? Is that what she just said?
Yeah. Check the stats. I have Craig check the stats for me on my show. I don't know if you can do that or not. I'm still at 1, it seems like, but we refresh the numbers every day.
I know, I'm just Carl. It's very easy to keep track of.
2 of us known alters, 12 of us identify as non-human. I identify as a little bit non-human. Technically, I'm fully a human.
A little bit non-human. See, this is like semi-imported beer. This is where it's a joke at this point, right? We're not taking this seriously.
Open your goddamn ears, you ignorant pig. She said, I'm technically human, if we want to speak technically. And then there's a little more to it.
Okay.
Of magical powers that other humans in our system don't. And then we do have one alter who identifies as having used to be human, but now is something that is not human.
I think the only thing you could become when you're not human is a ghost, I think. What else is there? I used to be human.
Not necessarily something specific. So for me personally, I have electricity powers in our world. So I don't necessarily notice phantom sensations, but I do sometimes notice a lack of electricity, or I'll go to like snap my fingers and like forget that no sparks are gonna happen. Tempest is non-human, but they are fully in human form when fronting, so they don't have a whole lot of like phantom wing sensations or anything like that, but everybody else in the system who has wings does feel the lack of them when they're in the body. Saphira
Can
is
I
a
tell you
mermaid.
what's great about there's a couple reasons I still do love our pal Solar.
Okay.
Because if you go all the way back, her TikTok starts pretty much like around 2020.
Okay.
And if you go all the way back to her early TikToks, she's basically like, hey, I'm a girl with multiple, I'm a DID system. I have multiple personalities. Here they are. It's, 3 different broads. And then it becomes 15, and then it's 20.
Right.
But then it evolves into like, we're not humans.
Yeah,
we're aliens.
superheroes.
And we're characters in HBO shows.
Yes. Right.
Watching her journey, I think, is what really I've enjoyed.
This is the problem with attention. Yes.
World, and so she has a mermaid tail. She's able to walk without any trouble, but whenever she's sitting...
Wait a second, there's a mermaid who's able to walk without any trouble. I picture like when Fred Flintstone's going up to bowl and he's just walking with his toes. Like, how does a mermaid walk? It doesn't even fucking make sense. It's really stupid.
Or laying down, like our ankles are glued together as if we had fins. Cameron and Avery, being birds most of the time, are very dysphoric about our mouth and teeth because they're more used to having a beak. Glitch is an android, and when it fronts, it is particularly hyper aware of our joints.
She's a
When she
robot.
sends videos to iPhones, they come through a little grainy for some reason.
What? One of her alters is a robot? Is that what she just said? Jesus fucking Christ.
Glitch will also become co-conscious if there's a drastic drop in temperature.
All right, so this is another thing she's introduced I didn't know about, co-conscious. So now you can have multiple alters who are fronting at the same time. I feel like the rules keep changing, like it's the Force or something. Like at first the Force, you just move shit around, but later on, all of a sudden you can project yourself in other worlds for some fucking reason.
Well, you skipped rule number 1, which is there are no rules.
Yeah, there are
really
no
this is all
rules to
above board.
this. This is insane.
But it itself does not really feel a difference in temperature changing when it's fronting. There are a couple people who have antlers in our world, but they don't necessarily notice that they're gone
freaks.
when they're fronting.
We
They
discriminate against them. Those are the weirdos.
don't have any phantom sensations like that. Flora and Avery are littles, so they feel like the body is extra big, and Archelaus is actually 7 feet tall, so it feels like the body is extra small. And Trixie sometimes will reach up to adjust her flower crown and not remember that it's not.
Okay. So here's my take on this after watching these videos. This is a child playing. I know. Listen, Mike, you're going to sit there and go, but Carl, there's more to this than that. I know it seems that way, but she's very involved in this cause, and she's been presenting this. But she's a child who's playing games on the internet. This is all make-believe.
Okay, we can sit here and say that, yes, she is. I suspect. I kind of agree with you, Carl. I don't think she's all of the people she claims to be.
But thank you.
What I will say, what I love imagining is that I think, based on the amount of followers she has and everything, and her devotion to this, I assume if we met her, she would have to do this.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
of
what
course.
I find interesting. Like
That's
her
true.
friends have to deal with this every day. Her parents, everyone. There's even videos of her talking about how her parents are just like, just shut the fuck up and leave us alone, please.
Yeah. So that is a good point. So she's playing a game she can never stop playing. That does make it a little bit different, because it'd be one thing if like one day she comes to school, or I don't know why I picture her as like a kid. I guess she's an adult, but she goes to work or something, and they're like, "Oh, what altar are you today?" She's like, "I'm not doing that today. I'm not in the mood." Today I'm just Beth. Let's just leave it at that.
I like the progressive guy at her office.
Yeah.
That is like, you know what? I'm going to do what I can to really make her feel comfortable. And one day he's like, hey, Astra, what's happening? She's like, I'm Ellie. And he's like, God damn it.
God damn it. I'm trying so hard.
I'm trying here.
Do you know how offensive it is to call Ellie Astro? Do you know how offensive that is to us? That is the
It's
N-word.
my N-word.
It's
All right,
my
pal.
N-word.